Hello friends, a very warm welcome to the Crochet Hook channel. A very happy Rakshabandhan to all of you. See, today we have this absolutely colorful crochet flower Rakhi with us that we're going to work together. I have added different colors of my choice and decorated this Rakhi with beads in golden shade. See how elegantly simple and yet very colorful and vibrantly awesome it looks. For the friends who are joining me here for the first time, please do consider subscribing to my channel. That really motivates, inspires and connects. That really means a lot. So let's get ahead with this beautiful Rakhi. Here I have taken 100% acrylic yarn. This is Hobby India crochet thread that I have chosen in 3 colors. This is off-white, dark pink and parrot green. Nextly, to crochet the Rakhi, I have chosen this 2 mm crochet hook. You may need a few stitch markers, a sewing needle to sew in the loose ends, a pair of scissors, a measuring tape and a few decoration of your choice, be it beads, cories, whichever you wish. So let's get ahead. So then, to begin with, work a slip knot. This is how I prefer to work my slip knots. This is the easiest way I find. And then work 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now insert the hook into the very first chain worked and work a slip stitch. To join this ring, see, a magic ring is created here. Now we are going to work into this ring. So then work 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over, insert the hook into the ring and work 1 DC like this. Again yarn over and work 1 DC into the ring. First chain 3 also stands for a DC, so we have 3 DCs worked till now. Yarn over, work 1 more DC into the ring. 4. Yarn over, work 1 more DC into the ring. 5. Yarn over, work 1 more DC into the ring. 6. Yarn over, work 1 more DC into the ring. 7. Yarn over, work 1 more DC into the ring. 8. And just like this, keep creating DCs till you have a total of 18 DCs. See, I have worked all my 18 DCs where the first chain 3 is also counted as a DC. Let's join this round here. So insert the hook in this top 3rd chain, in the beginning top 3rd chain, and bring the loop, work a slip stitch to join this round 1 here. Round 1 gets completed and here I'll put a knot and cut the thread as I'm going to change the shade. So simply secure it with a tight knot, and here I'm going to attach this white shade to this ring, and in any of the DCs atop it you can bring in the loop simply, or you can tie the thread as well. So here then work 4 chains, 1, 2, 3 and 4, then yarn over into the same DC, insert the hook and work 1 DC. Here also first chain 4 stands for a DC. Again work 1 more DC into the same DC below. 3 DCs worked, work 1 more DC into the same DC below. 4. Work 1 more DC into the same DC below. 5. So we created 5 DCs atop single DC below. And then pull that loop up and work a popcorn with these 5 DCs worked as shown. A popcorn is created. Then work 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over, skip the very next DC in the round below and insert the hook into the next DC after that and work 5 DCs into this second DC. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Pull that loop and work a popcorn with these 5 DCs that are just created. Simple. Then work 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3. Yarn over, skip the very next DC after the popcorn and into the next DC, insert the hook and work 5 DCs here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Pull that loop up and work a popcorn with these 5 DCs that are just created. Like this. Simple. So just like this we have to move, working 1 popcorn and chain 3 and skipping 1 DC below. So we are simply working popcorn separated by 3 chain spaces, and in the round below we are simply skipping 1 DC. So here I have worked all my 9 popcorns, and let's end this round 2 here. So then work the last set of 3 chains and then in this first popcorn at the back of it here, where I'm inserting my hook, insert the hook and simply work one slip stitch to join this round 2 here. 2 rounds get completed. And nextly, we'll begin with the bead work. We'll put the beads around these popcorns. So let's get ahead. Where you have your yarn join, chain 1 and again insert the hook into the same popcorn. This round 3 is begun. Work 1 SC there. Then work 1 chain and pull that loop up. Then take a thin crochet hook as I have taken, which is easily going to get into this bead in its hole, and pull this loop through the bead as shown. We simply wanted to take out the loop on the other end of the bead, and then with my crochet hook of 2 millimeter that I'm working it into the next chain 3 space, simply work one slip stitch like this. This bead is properly attached. Then again at the back of the next popcorn is the hook as shown and work 1 SC there. Then work 1 chain. Pull that loop up. Again take one bead that you want to put there, and this is how I take this loop across this bead with the help of a thin crochet hook like this, and then insert the hook, tighten it up properly. It should be tightened properly into the next chain 3 space, work one slip stitch like this. Simple. Again into the next popcorn at the back of it, insert the hook, work 1 SC, then work 1 chain. This is how it looks. Then work 1 chain, pull that loop up. Again with the help of another thin crochet hook, insert that hook into the bead and pull that loop across this bead, through this bead like this, and then tighten this entire thing up. Into the next chain 3 space, again work 1 slip stitch to join this bead properly there. Simple. Into the next popcorn, again insert the hook, work 1 SC, then work 1 chain. Just like this, keep attaching the beads all the way round, and I will see you here at the end. See, again here, work 1 chain, then attach the bead with the pulled up loop, and then work 1 slip into the next chain 3, and then repeat it all the way round till end. I'll see you. And nextly, pull this loop up and flip your flower onto the back side, and here in the nearest chain 3 space, on the back side of this nearest bead here, insert the hook and pull this loop, the stretched up loop, onto the back side of the flower. Tighten it up. We are going to work on the back side of the flower nextly. Again insert the hook around this same chain 3 and work 1 SC here. This is our round 4 begun. This is the front side of the flower and this is the back side. Then work 3 chains here, 1, 2 and 3, and here behind this next bead in this chain 3 again work 1 SC. Chain 3 again, 1, 2 and 3, and behind the next bead there's chain 3 space, insert the hook through it, around it and work 1 SC there. Chain 3 again, 1, 2 and 3 again. Behind the next bead into the chain 3 work 1 SC like this, and again chain 3 behind this next bead in this chain 3 space, work 1 SC, chain 3 and work 1 SC behind the next bead in its chain 3 space, and keep working all the way round. I have worked it all the way round. I have worked all my SCs separated by 3 chain spaces. This is the last set of 3 chain, and then to end this round here, skip this popcorn in the last set of 3 chains, and here we have this beginning SC. Insert the hook into this SC and simply work 1 slip stitch to join this round here. This is the 4th round that gets completed here. Put a knot and cut the thread. Nextly we'll work into these loops on the back side of the flower. For the next round, I'm going to change the shade to this parrot green. So into any of the chain 3 spaces, simply tie the new yarn if at all you're going for a shade change, and we'll begin working with a new color. So tie the knot properly there and then we'll begin. So for the next round, into the same chain 3, insert the hook and bring up the loop, then yarn over, and we're going to work into the next chain 3 space. So into the next chain 3 space, insert the hook and work 1 DC like this. Yarn over, work 1 more DC into the same chain 3 space. Yarn over, work 1 more DC into the same chain 3 space here. So we have worked 3 DCs, then work 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3, then create a picot with this 3 chains that are just created atop this 3rd DC like this. Yarn over, work 3 more DCs into the same chain 3 space. 1, 2 and 3. A beautiful leaf is created. Then into the next chain 3 insert the hook and work 1 slip stitch like this. Then chain 1. Yarn over, insert the hook into the same chain 3 and work 3 DCs. 1, 2 and 3. Then work 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3. Then create a picot with these currently created 3 chains. Atop the third DC, yarn over, work 3 more DCs into the same chain 2 space. 1, 2 and 3. A beautiful green leaf is created into the next chain 3 as well. See, again into the next chain 3, work 1 slip stitch like this. Chain 1 again, yarn over into the same chain 3 here, work 3 DCs. We are simply creating leaves, green leaves into every chain 3 space. Work 3 DCs, then work 3 chains. Then create a picot with these 3 chains that are just been created atop the third DC. Yarn over, work 3 more DCs into the same chain 3 space here. 1, 2 and 3. Simple. This is the pattern that we are going to follow all the way. Into the next chain 3, then work 1 slip stitch like this. This is how it looks. Again, chain 1 and work 3 DC, chain 3 a picot and 3 DCs into the same chain 3. Then into the next chain 3, work 1 slip. So just keep creating the same thing over and over. Chain 1 into the same chain 3, work 3 DCs. 1, 2 and 3. Then work 3 chains, 1, 2 and 3. Work a picot with this last created 3 chains atop the third DC. Yarn over, work 3 more DCs here. 1, 2 and 3. Another leaf is created. See, we are working into the front of on the front side of this flower. Into the next chain 3, work 1 slip stitch. Just like this, keep working leaflets. I'll see you at the end. So here I have worked a total of 8 petals. Let's work one more together and we'll end this round here. This is the last round of this flower. So then after this third DC, into this next chain 3, work 1 slip stitch, then chain 1 and into this chain 3 here again create a petal. So then work 3 DCs, 1, 2 and 3. This is the beginning chain 3 that we started our work into. Then chain 3 and work 1 picot atop this third DC with these 3 chains. Yarn over, work 3 more DCs into the same chain below. 1, 2 and 3. And then to end this round here, into the same chain 3, work 1 slip stitch like this. Put a knot, secure it well, cut the thread. This round gets completed here. We have our 9 leaves created, and nextly I'll be putting this big bead at the center of this flower, and before we tie it here, sew it here, we'll work the dory for the Rakhi. So let's begin the dory. So for the dory here, I have taken this white thread around 178 or 180 centimeters and doubled it, and I'm holding the 2 loose ends in my hands and my son is holding the other end. You need a helper if you have someone to help you out, and I'm rotating this double thread in one direction while my son is rotating it in the opposite direction. Just twist and twist and twist. See, it should be textured and really twisted like this. Having got that finish, I'll take this loose end from my son and hold all the loose ends together and then drag the entire string and release. Again, drag it and release, drag and release a few more times, and see how beautifully this entire thing gets intertwined. And the dory is ready. On this loose end, I'll simply put a knot to secure these ends here. Just like we have put a knot here on this end, likewise on this end also, leaving a certain tail, put a knot on the other end of the dory as well. Then hold the 2 pieces together with their knots and trim them. to equal lengths to give a perfect finish. So the dory gets ready here. Nextly, we're going to put the central bead, the big bead, in the center of the flower. So I have thread my needle, and at the center where we have this DC round, insert the hook at the edge, on the inner edge of this center. On one side, take out this needle, put the bead back in, and from the other side of this DC round, insert this needle, take it out onto the back side, and simply we're going to tie it there tightly to fix this bead here, and that's it. On the back side, tie it properly like this. Put a couple of knots tightly here. Simple. And nextly, we're going to simply sew this dory at the back of the Rakhi. So at the center of the dory, I'm putting this marker, so to mark the exact center of this dory. And here I have thread my needle, the same thread that we used to put the bead. I had taken a long thread, so it's already attached there. At the back of it, see, this marker falls at the center of this flower, and then simply put light stitches. I'm going to sew this dory only in this pink section of the flower. So I'll simply be putting very slight gentle stitches on the back loops of this pink shade of the flower. It should not show up onto the front side. Remove the marker as it's well in place now. The dory is well in place with the flower, and simply keep working light gentle stitches like this. Around this dory into the petal of the flower at the center of it. Make sure that this white thread doesn't show up onto the front side, so just insert the needle into this pink shade only in its back loops here. Simple, and it will be perfectly sewn with the Rakhi. Having reached on one side, I'll simply put a couple of knots to secure this thread. And you can secure it either in the flower or in the dory, whichever way is convenient. See, it's neat and clean on the front side, and I'll just, before I cut it, I'll just secure a little loose end into this dory and then cut that extra thread. Don't stretch it at all, and then cut that extra thread. It's done now. Our beautiful Rakhi is ready. This dory is well sewn with this flower. See how beautiful it looks. See, our beautifully colorful crochet flower Rakhi is ready. I hope you liked the tutorial. Have fun learning, have fun crocheting. See you next time. Happy Raksha Bandhan to you all.